Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. I just want to welcome you guys to the month of May. Congratulations, we made it. Those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, we're getting that much closer to our summer months. And I hope everybody is well, and I just want to extend a big warm virtual hug to all of you before we get started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and our spirit guides to this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear for May 1st, 2020. Messages for the collective, May 1st, 2020. Overall energy here is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is all about exhaustion, anxiety, fear. It's kind of like this chaotic sense of being. When it's in the reverse, it's a good thing though. It's kind of like letting go of a person or a situation, and I'm really picking up on that with the Devil in reverse, that wasn't for your highest good. And I think it's been a long time coming, but there's this release coming. Underneath there, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. It's somebody who's kind of giving up, or somebody, but in a good way, somebody that knows when it's time to walk away. Do you want one more battle, or do you want to sort of cut your losses and move forward and maybe move into some healing energy before you move forward? Okay, the Seven of Wands in reverse takes us back to the Six of Wands. Again, Aries, Leo, Sag energy, which is about victory and about being success. So you decide. But something here has gotten a little bit too heavy. You've come to the realization that I'm seeing here that you don't want the drama anymore. You don't want to live in anxiety. You don't want to have your stomach in knots. You want to be able to be free, and you want to be happy, is the message I'm getting. Yes. And that's exactly why the Star card is here. The Star card is Aquarian energy. It's about hope. It's about rejuvenation. It's about healing. It's about following and being true to yourself and following your own inner guidance. Here we have, the star lighting up her path, knowing that she's just going to be okay, that the worst is behind her. Remember that the Fool, right after the Tower, as he's walking around sort of dazed and confused, runs into this beautiful being of light who offers him something to drink, exactly what he needs when he needs it. Now, it could be that there's going to be divine intervention, some sort of healing that's going to take place. But for others of you, it could be, your higher self and you coming to your own rescue and saying enough's enough. And not being, sometimes we get into this mindset of, I have to finish this, or I've been fighting so hard for this, or I've invested so much time and energy into this relationship. And guess what? You win by letting it go or by walking away. That's victory. Okay, doing what's best for you and for everybody else involved. Now, I'm getting that very clear because we have the Devil energy, Capricorn in reverse. This is about release. This is about taking a really good hard look at people and situations that no longer serve you, that are toxic, that are creating this anxiety, this fear, this just low vibe stuff, and getting out of it. The Queen of Cups is maternal energy. Some of you might be relying on, a mother figure or a woman at this time. It doesn't necessarily have to be gender, although I did sort of get that hit here. But it could just be a feminine energy right now for healing and for comfort and for guidance. Again, for others of us, it's going to be our higher self, and it's sort of being really in touch with your psychic abilities and your emotions. She's somebody who's worked really hard for She's been through a lot, and she's going to protect everything that she's worked really hard for, but most of all, she's going to protect herself. And this is that self-love energy. And yesterday we saw that coming out really strong with Aphrodite, the importance of doing that healing, which we're seeing in the star card, that hope, doing something new, doing something different, following, your finding your soul's purpose here. And whatever this energy was, this Nine of Swords, this devil energy, thankfully it's in reverse. It's releasing those things that don't align with that purpose. Okay, and this is about self-love. This is about nurturing. This is about psychic abilities. This is about emotionally balancing. Because here we have the Eight of Swords. Spirit is telling me there's a tendency here to overthink. And yesterday I talked a little bit about Mercury and Taurus, and remember Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini, right? And we also have Venus in Gemini. And so we have this mercurial energy going on. So, if you do have Gemini and you have Virgo in your chart, you guys might be feeling these effects. And I mean, obviously Taurus as well. But there's a tendency here to overthink or to second guess yourself. And I feel like, the Nine of Swords and the Devil in reverse, you guys have taken a really big step towards your healing and towards a new way of being. But there is going to be, there is going to be hesitation, and there's going to be doubt. Okay, and Spirit's saying, don't let that stop you. The Page of Cups could be a part of yourself that, the Page of Cups, he's really, really trying to focus and balance his emotions and figure out who he or she is. And really trying to, focus his psychic abilities, his or her psychic abilities, but he keeps getting distracted by this fish, that keeps jumping out of the water. So, Spirit saying, don't get caught up in this negative thinking. Don't let it stop you, okay, on the journey that you're on, because it's this huge positive, it's this momentum that's pushing you forward, and the importance of taking care of yourself. And obviously others around you if you have dependents and such, but that that don't make it out to be worse than it really is. I feel like this is a fear of stepping out on your own, like you've taken the major steps. You might have decided to leave a relationship. Yesterday I was really picking up on, an abusive type energy with the Page and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Or it could be, a way that you were talking to yourself, negative self-talk. And I feel like you've taken the major step, and Spirit's saying, just don't let yourself fall back into that energy. When somebody has told us something, either from our childhood, or if we've been in a relationship with somebody who constantly tells us we're not good enough, or or what have you, or if we tell ourselves we're not good enough, we create those neural pathways and continue to believe that. And it's a very, very hard process to break that, okay, to break that habit. And so I feel like that's what's going on. You're breaking this habit, you're changing those neural pathways, and it's all for the better, but there's still a little bit of stuff that you're going to need to work through. And Spirit's saying, try to take an optimistic approach. Try not to focus on your fears and your anxieties, but try to focus on your desired outcome, what it is you want, and then focus on where you've been successful, not on things that you felt that you failed at or your disappointments, okay? The Page of Cups can also represent somebody who's coming in to make an offer to you, somebody who, who's offering you this fish. They've come from quite a distance, but since they've been walking around with this fish for so long, it may have gone bad. So it's kind of this offering of this stinking fish. Emotionally, I feel like it's obviously a less mature energy, and again, it could be somebody I'm sort of like that feels threatened by the internal work that you're doing. Again, it could be an aspect of yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but I feel like this is riding off of yesterday's reading. And for some of you, it's going to be another person. I can't sugarcoat it as much as I would like to say, that's not it, rainbows and unicorns. But for some of you, you guys are getting out of a relationship that you're going to need a lot of healing. And I feel like this coming out in your outcome position, the Page of Cups, is like this energy that's trying to tell you, That's, it's disingenuous. The Page of Cups is kind of, it lives in a fantasy world or isn't seeing reality, doesn't want to believe that you've actually moved on or that you're doing the healing work, that they're feeling left behind. So they might be saying things that are going to try to, bring back this confusion. Or, if this person was controlling, it could be a parental figure. It could be a spouse. It could be, a partner. It could be a friend, what have you. If this was a controlling energy, they're not going to like the steps that you've taken to move forward. And that's what I feel like this Page of Cups in reverse is like, this message, but it's like you have to be very discerning. And again, Mercury and Taurus, Mercury rules communication. Taurus is about your needs, and it's also about love, and it's about stability. Okay, so just be very careful with what you're allowing into your energetic field, okay? And what messages. Yesterday there was definitely an energy of having to block someone, okay? Or having blocked someone. We go through cycles, where we're like angry, you block someone, and then you lighten up and you're like, oh, this is also, Spirit saying don't romanticize or don't romanticize what you've been through, because somehow you fall back into this energy of, well, this is where you're comfortable because this is what you've been experiencing for so long. And like, don't let yourself sugarcoat anything that's happened, and it's very hard to do. All right, somebody needs to hear that, because whatever this situation here was, it's toxic energy. It's like you don't need it anymore. And just trust that you're better off without this energy. Again, for all of us, it's not going to be another person. It's going to be something that we've been telling ourselves, a way that we've been treating ourselves. Some of you might need to do inner child work. Again, just pay attention to the negative self-talk. Okay, you get the truth. This is judgment. Yeah, healing. So there's a lot of healing that needs to take place here. Look at the bottom of the deck here. We have the Emperor in reverse, controlling energy. This is negative energy. Some of you guys are trying to or are getting out from under the thumb of this Emperor energy. Somebody who was controlling, somebody who was, physically and verbally abusive and or manipulative, okay? It's going to be different for all of us. And for some of us, it's a side of ourselves that's always putting ourselves down for mistakes. So when you're too hard on yourself, nobody's perfect. And when you make mistakes, you need to learn from them, or you should take it as a learning opportunity, okay? But not an opportunity to, tell yourself how terrible you think you are, or how you never do anything right. And if it's coming from another person, boom, that you need to cut that shit out, right? Easier said than done. But the Judgment card here, this is all about, moving on. And I really do feel like those of you moving on from a partner, you're going to be going to a really good place, and they're not going to be able to touch you, to get to you, because they haven't done the work. Okay. Things are going to happen quickly. I love this accelerated motion. It's the Eight of Wands card. It's the law of attraction. This may be something that you've been wishing and hoping for, some sort of divine intervention in this situation. I think you're getting it. I'm seeing that this wish is coming true. And I see that things are going to happen very quickly, so don't be caught off guard. Be ready to make the decisions that you have to make. Be ready to get up and go if you need to. And I know right now it's not so easy, but it may just be a figurative, like, make sure that all your stuff is in order. And then we have rest and rejuvenation. This is the Four of Swords, because major healing is taking place. Okay, there's some major healing taking place after this relationship, or your switch in behavior and thought. The Judgment card is also, trust your judgment here. And also trust that the universe is, you know, going to karmically balance everything out. You don't have to worry about that. You just worry about you. You worry about your actions. You worry about your reactions. You worry about your behavior. Yes, you may have been dealing with somebody who wasn't treating you appropriately. But you know what? Don't let yourself fall back into, you know, if you start replaying that, or you start, you know, getting that vengeance or that feeling of, you know, oh, they hurt me so bad. Oh, you know, which I'm not saying ignore your feelings, because your feelings can't be ignored, but don't let it anchor you in a negative place. Okay, so there's a difference between healing and clearing, dealing with certain emotions, and then there's focusing on them, okay, which is giving your power away, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some healing cards. Additional messages for the collective, May 1st. You guys get sadness. Yeah. I mean, I think you guys are closing out a cycle. Something here has made you very sad. I feel like, you know, for some of you, you're mourning the loss of a relationship or a way of being. Okay, that is, you know, it doesn't feel nice, but you do have to address those as well. And then you said pay attention to the signs. 10. I love that because we have the owl. This is wisdom. This is trusting your own inner wisdom. And paying attention to the signs here. Hold on one second. You know, again, for a lot of us, and for a lot of people listening out here, these are the red flags. Okay, and if you're in this process, I mean, there are a lot of red flags I feel like are going up. A lot of red flags, and you really need to pay attention. I mean, you may have been, again, with this Page of Cups in reverse, I'm really getting somebody who, you know, because you're comfortable in this Eight of Swords energy, because it's either been a long-term relationship, or you've been telling yourself you're not good enough or you're not worth it for long enough, that, you know, you've been ignoring the signs, and you've been sort of like glossing over things that weren't okay. Okay, and your angels know that you've been feeling lost about the direction you need to take in your life and the decisions you need to make. They've heard your frustrations and your pleas for help. They ask you to slow down, stop focusing on the problem, and allow a solution to come into your reality. Boom. Yes. Your spiritual helpers have been organizing synchronistic events and support for you, but you keep thinking in the same stubborn way. Relax and look at life in a more creative way. Pay attention to repetitive signs and signals, okay? Again, what I've been saying, and some of you, if not all of you, are. A sign can come in the form of a song, a movie, a book, nature, animals, people, thoughts, dreams, and visions. At times, your body also gives you signs. Your body may be telling you to rest. Look at that, and we get rest and rejuvenation, Nine of Swords in reverse, okay? Change your diet or to work on challenging emotions. Be sure to take these signals very seriously, okay? Yes, and you guys are very powerful. Your intuition is working at an all-time high. We saw that yesterday. You're going to get what you wish for. She's wishing upon a star, and there's a lot of healing that's going to take place. There's going to be karmic justice and karmic balance, but right now you just need to focus on you and work through this. I know that it's not easy. But for some of us, we've been ignoring those red flags, okay? And it's time to wake up. Self-worth, you guys. And I'm not scolding you. I know it sounded that way. Final message for the collective, May 1st, 2020. It's just, you know, there's something in this reading that's, you know, this energy is making me angry. Like, I want to defend you, whoever I'm talking to. It's like, it's making me angry. It's making me angry because I love you and I want to defend you. I want to shake you and say, you know, it's time to leave this situation behind, whether it's an actual person or whether it's something that you're doing to yourself. And it's coming from a place of love. And you know, yesterday there was something that really struck me in the Five of Pentacles that came up in the overall energy. You know, this message that there are people who want to help you and they just don't know how. And so like that's something to really take into consideration, because today I'm really getting that same energy. That's how I'm feeling. And so you might be feeling this way about somebody in your life. Remember, you guys can switch the roles. You know, it doesn't have to be you. It could be that this is happening to your best friend, or, you know, one of your children or one of your parents or what have you. And that I feel like maybe I'm channeling your energy too, where it's like you want to help them, but you don't know how. You kind of want to shake them and be like, you are worth so much more than this. You are beautiful. You know, like, don't, like, you're stronger than this. You don't need this anymore. You know, like that pep talk, you know? All right, so I know it's kind of dense energy. It sort of has been all week, you guys. So just a reminder that I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening and all the love and support, your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. Final message for the collective, May 1st, 2020. Kali, fear. Breathe that in. Take a look at that. Fear. Kali's she's kind of amazing. I can now understand why I was picking up on this sort of aggression that I'm feeling. It's time to overcome your fears. You are protected as you clear the negatives within your shadow side. Whoa. Do not be afraid of transition. Express your fears safely. The goddess moves her lean body forward, screaming a challenge. Each of her many arms holds a sharp weapon, and blood flows from the tips. Her neck is ringed with skulls, and her skirt is made from the body parts of her enemies. Amulets swing from her body, making a whistling sound. Her hair flows wildly behind her, tinged with fire, and her skin is covered in gray ash. The drums beat, and her devotees chant, Kali, Kali, Kali. Scared? Exactly. That is what this amazing goddess is all about. Fear. The Hindu goddess Kali is fearsome, yet she has a powerful maternal aspect of protection. She invokes fear in many who do not understand her nature, but those who do understand it welcome her. It's this fierceness, this extreme force of nature that helps you overcome our fears, move forward, cut through our obstacles, and slay our personal demons. Oof. Kali helps us deal with our fears and the fear-based things that haunt us, such as jealousy, pride, and unhealthy anger. She breaks down the illusions of the ego and kills the shadows that do not serve us any longer, freeing our true selves. In this way, she expresses her tough love for us. Kali can help you negotiate transitions, in particular ones that you're hesitant to make. Yeah, okay? Like having a difficult conversation with someone, breaking up, or even explaining to someone that you are going to follow your own path, which means no longer following that person's. Remember, while most of Kali's hands contain a weapon, one does not. It shows a peaceful, placating gesture, a signal of her true love for us. Wow, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I know I just got goosebumps and chills. What an amazing message, you guys. I love you. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for all the love and support that you show this channel. And I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.